Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Welcome once again to the Africa News Channel, your number one platform for grassroots-centered reporting and critical Pan-African analysis. If you're joining us for the first time, we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support ensures our voice continues to reach millions across the continent and beyond. Please also join our official Telegram channel. In this age of digital censorship, it's the most reliable way to stay connected with us should anything happen to this platform. We post all our latest updates there first, raw, unfiltered, and uncut. And as always, we encourage our viewers to engage with us by dropping your thoughts in the comment section below. All we ask is that conversations remain respectful and insightful. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views expressed herein are based on publicly available reports and independent commentary. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation. All content aligns with YouTube's community guidelines. Rumors are currently swirling online about a possible coup d'etat underway in Ivory Coast. Various unconfirmed reports suggest that elements of the Ivorian military may be attempting to wrest power from President Alassane Ouattara. While details remain sketchy, the alleged motivation behind this move is believed to be the president's controversial agreement with the United States to establish a military base near the border with Burkina Faso and Mali.
I don't know how this is true, but it is being rumored that there is a coup in Ivory Coast. And at the moment, we actually do not know anything. We are just hearing there is a lot of information coming out that there was an internal coup in Ivory Coast and there is no internet. The internet has been switched off and it is alleged that it was an internal coup by the military who are now taking over the government. So we actually do not know how true this information is, but we are hoping that it is a true information that now Alassane Ouattara, a person who has been a threat to Ibrahim Traore, is being ousted out of Ivory Coast and the African nations are now rising. So at the moment we actually do not have a lot of information. I've heard this from South Africans, I've heard this from the people from Senegal, I've heard from so many people who are now posting and coming out. But now the problem is Ivory Coast doesn't have internet as we are talking now, but as the news come in, I'll keep you updated. But we are hoping that this is true because you know Alassane Ouattara has been a threat to Ibrahim Traore, trying to take him down.
Why would any African leader, in this time of Pan-African resurgence, greenlight foreign military expansion so close to revolutionary neighbors? Is this not an act of betrayal against the very spirit of African unity? If you find value in our uncompromising reporting, please consider joining our channel membership or sending us a super thanks. Your contributions help us remain independent and fearless. According to several online observers and influencers, the people of Ivory Coast were not consulted about the new U.S. military base deal. Many see it as a dangerous provocation, especially given the region's ongoing struggle to free itself from neo-colonial influence. Now, if these reports are true, could this moment be the long-awaited breaking point for Ivorians?
Fatigué de la situation dans laquelle nous sommes. On est fatigué parce que le marché coûte cher. On est fatigué parce que nos enfants ne travaillent pas. On est fatigué parce que nous, les mamans, nous n'en pouvons plus. La situation du pays, nos enfants sont sous l'emprise de la drogue. Nos maris n'ont pas de travail. Nous-mêmes, nous n'arrivons pas à nous en sortir. On est fatigué, on veut un pays de paix. On veut que tous les candidats soient inscrits sur la liste électorale. Le président, a commencé par le président Tidiane, qui soit inscrit sur la liste électorale parce qu'aujourd'hui, la justice a reconnu que le président Tidiane est ivoirien. Donc, on est fatigué que tous les opposants soient inscrits sur la liste électorale pour que les Ivoiriens puissent faire les choix. Le président, on est fatigué de la dictature. On est fatigué de la dictature. On est fatigué de la dictature. On est fatigué parce qu'on est dans un pays de démocratie. On veut la paix. On veut la paix. On veut la paix. On veut que Titi soit inscrit sur la liste électorale. Titi ou rien. Titi ou rien. Il est dangereux. Titi, il est dangereux. On veut Titi On veut Titi. Il n'a qu'à venir encore du bas pour nous surveiller. Nos enfants ne travaillent plus. Nos enfants sont là à l'école. Ils ne travaillent plus. Ils sont en train de jouer des conneries. Pardonnez. Prenez tout Titi. En fait, Titi n'a qu'à venir. Nos enfants vont travailler. Ils vont travailler. Nos enfants n'ont qu'à avoir travail.
Are we witnessing a shift where the people, supported by parts of the military, are finally rejecting foreign puppetry in favor of African sovereignty? Adding to the tension, a South African-based content creator recently posted a video alleging that massive protests are currently taking place across several Ivorian cities. The protesters, according to this video, are demanding that the military intervene and that President Ouattara resign. What would drive ordinary citizens to risk everything and call for a complete dismantling of the current government? Is this just a reaction to the U.S. base, or does it point to deeper frustrations with leadership, governance, and national dignity?
Hi, afternoon to all. Yesterday, 19 May 2025, were an internal coup in Ivory Coast. The president, Alassane Ouattara, might be killed or arrested at the moment. There is no internet at the moment. There is no internet connection. There is no visibility in Ivory Coast. So we, as a South African, through the Solidarity Movement, we are watching the circumstances very carefully, because Africa is the only country in Africa to give America a chance to come attack Burkina Faso. So we are watching Ivory Coast very closely right now. We are waiting the final results, see what happened in Ivory Coast.
In a separate viral video, speculation is growing that internet blackouts across Ivory Coast may be the result of deliberate suppression efforts. Some are alleging that the United States, concerned about its regional interests, is trying to prevent information from leaking out. Gunfire has reportedly been heard in various regions, and there are indications that the situation may be spiraling out of control.
There are some interesting news that are coming out of Ivory Coast, and this will make everybody or every Captain Ibrahim Traore's supporter so happy. Now, as we speak, it's reported that there was a military coup which took place yesterday in Ivory Coast, and the target was to throw away the current president, who is said that he's a puppet to the West. Remember, the same president gave out orders to United States to establish their own military drone base in Ivory Coast, and due to that, military have come up and defended their own country, and they have led a military coup which has led to a killing of the top general in Ivory Coast. Now, you see, right now as we speak, internets in Ivory Coast are already shut. They don't want this news to go past Ivory Coast because they know that this will shame both the West and those any other African leaders who have been the puppets to the West. As we speak, the people in Ivory Coast want to do away with their current sitting president.
Could foreign powers be attempting to restore a leader they consider vital to their agenda, even if the people no longer trust him? And why is the Western media silent on a crisis of this magnitude? Before we wrap up this urgent analysis, we want to play a short clip from Dr. Arikana Chihombori Kwao, who has long warned about the resurgence of African resistance and the importance of this revolution for future generations. Her message is especially vital today, as Ivory Coast potentially stands at a historic crossroads.
You don't expect those who put us in a position of servitude to undo the damage. They will continue it for as long as we are stupid enough to continue to listen to their lies. Wake up, Africa. Wake up, black people around the world. Africa is your problem. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For Africa to change, for you to be able to benefit from what is yours. What's in Africa is the inheritance of every black person on earth. But if you're stupid enough to listen to the lies, and while they continue to exploit your Africa, while they continue to amass wealth for their children, grandchildren, and generations to come, then the joke on you. But until we educate you, until we make you aware of what is really going on. And that is where we elders come in. We must speak truth to power.
Right.
That's why we need a Pan-African television that's going to boom the history, that's going to let people know that you are part of an experiment to make sure that you continue to be in bondage.
Right.
Understand that you are actually in shackles of the mind, that this war we are in, the war of #African economic liberation.
Right.
We were denied economic liberation at this fake independence.
Right.
Our people must understand the dynamics, that the systems that are in place, the World Bank, IMF, the Bretton Woods institutions, we must fight and push for them to be dismantled.
Right.
Because they never included Africa as part of their success is based on the failure of African nations and other developing nations.
Right.
So why do we participate? Why do African ministers of finance even go to Washington?
Yes.
So I'm saying understand the systems, the financial systems, the trade systems, the UN. Those systems are not for us.
Right.
They must be dismantled.
Right.
Let's not participate in that.
How will our children remember this moment? Will they say we were silent while our nations were sold off again, or that we stood firm and demanded a new Africa? Africa is undergoing a seismic transformation. From the Sahel to the Gulf of Guinea, people are waking up to their right to self-determination and unity. Whether the developments in Ivory Coast are confirmed or not, the narrative is clear. Africans are growing weary of externally imposed control. The road ahead will not be easy, but every spark of resistance lights the path toward liberation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Africa News Channel. Join our Telegram for uninterrupted access and support our work through membership or a super thanks. The revolution is alive, and we will be here to tell the stories no one else will. Until next time, stay informed, stay strong, and stay Pan-African.